Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Not too much has happened since the last video. However, we are breaking currently below this ascending trend line. Yeah. I did point out in the previous video that we can count the move up as a 5-wave move and that maybe a wave 2 has finished here. Now, that is still possible. Yeah. But I mentioned it would have been a very shallow wave 2. Primarily, I did expect originally the price to get into this region between 16,140 and 15,760, roughly, yeah, in this wave 2. But we basically only retraced a little bit. I think it was the 38.2% fib level, which is of course fine for a wave 2, but it's normally a little bit weak, yeah, a bit shallow. So we always need to be on the lookout that maybe wave 2 never finished. And this could be the case now. We broke obviously the trend line to the downside, so you can actually see this as a trend channel as well. I can just add here another line, like a parallel line to that one, and then we've got a trend channel. And as long as you follow the trend channel, you're basically in this uptrend. When you break it, at least temporarily, you're moving out of it, and you could expect a stronger retracement, possibly. So the way I see this, because this is a 3-wave move up, at least you can interpret it that way. So it could very well be, and I'm going with that now, at the moment, yeah, that, but bear in mind, please, you know, not too much is happening on the larger time frame. So I'm looking here at the lower time frame, so these are fragile. So I'm looking at this as a possible wave A, here an overshooting wave B, and we would come down in a wave C into this region that I just mentioned. From here we could then start in a wave 3. Alternatively, wave 1 was finished here, but even then I would expect a retracement in that area. Continuation to the upside earlier than expected will of course resume if we break above 16,780. So if we make it above that high before getting into this region here, then we are already carrying on, most likely with wave 3. Wave 3 target, can calculate that. For that we take the 1.618 fib extension of the wave 1. And again, I don't really know if wave 2 is already in or if we come down a bit lower, but I'm giving you the sort of the lowest target for the third wave, and that would be the 17,650 level. Yeah, we could basically, if we come down into this box, break out of it and move into the channel again. But for now, we have hit resistance, obviously, so short-term downside, but breakout point, I did mention, is this wave B high at 16,770. That is also an inverse head and shoulders resistance, because you know I can add here a horizontal resistance line, and this gives you a very clear inverse head and shoulders. I mean, there is no head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders in Elliott Wave, but it's still something we want to consider. So it could very well be we come down now, maybe not even that deep. Yeah, I mean, first support is sort of in the 16,350 range, and then move up, and that could be a breakout point here, that wave B high. Yeah? So inverse head and shoulders. Why is this support first support? Well, it would be first support because if I zoom in, it is just a structural support level. It is that previous swing low at 16,350, 320, in that region, right? And then we could come down, you know, and move up, and as soon as we break above this trend line, yeah, that could take us into that region that I mentioned here, target for the third wave. That was obviously based on Fibonacci extensions. I can also just purely use the length of that head of the head and shoulders and add it to a possible breakout point. I believe that would take us into a very similar price range from the breakout. We would be looking at somewhere around $18,100. Yeah, take these with a pinch of salt. We don't always get there, but certainly an interesting setup here that I want to mention to you. And in terms of retracements here, ideally into this region between 15,760 and 16,000, well, 150. Yeah. And that's sort of what I currently look at. Not too much happened, therefore just a brief update, but I wanted to make you aware of this inverse head and shoulders and the break of the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Bye bye.